Hello YouTube and welcome back to Brewing with Magic. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have got a transmography list for you, and it's a little bit different than the one you might have seen in the past. I don't know if you've seen it recently. I just got smacked around on the best of one ladder with it. I've seen it in a top 8 list recently at I think an SCG tournament. But anyway, so what we've done is we've taken a best of 3 deck, once again, turned it into a best of 1. We're going to be using Koma instead of Dream Trawler. Love Dream Trawler, but I love Koma more. We're calling the deck Komogrify, and let me show you all the cards in the deck real quick, and then I'll kind of tell you what we're trying to do with the deck if you don't know. So we have 2 copies of Miscast, 2 Spikefield Hazards, we have 3 Essence Scatters, 2 Negates, 3 Omen of the Seas, 3 Fire Prophecies, we have 4 Omen of the Suns, we have 3 Valakut Awakenings, we have a Nico Eris from the new set, 2 blue, 1 colorless, X. And when it comes into play, create X shard tokens. It starts with 3 loyalty, plus 1. Up to 1 target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. Whenever that creature deals combat damage this turn, return it to owner's hand. Probably never going to really do that because I don't see why we would return the Serpent to our hand, but hey, you never know. We have -1, Nico Eris deals 2 damage to target tapped creature for each creature card you've drawn this turn, or another -1, create a shard token. Then we have 4 Transmography, 4 Storm's Wrath, 3 Shark Typhoon, 2 Koma, Cosmos Serpent, one of my favorite creatures in Standard, 2 blue, 2 green, 3 colorless, legendary creature Serpent, 6/6. This spell can't be countered. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 3/3 blue Serpent creature token named Koma's Coil. You can sacrifice any Serpent. It doesn't have to be one of those. It just happens to keep making those. So if you happen to have this in a deck with Yorion is a Serpent. Anyways, you can sacrifice another Serpent, tap target permanent. Its activated abilities can't be activated this turn, or you could sacrifice another Serpent, and Koma Cosmos Serpent gains indestructible talent of turn. Super strong card. Then we have 4 of the blue-white pathways, 4 of the red-blue pathways, 2 of the green-red pathways, 4 of the white-red pathways, 4 of the white-green pathways, 2 of the blue-green pathways, and lastly, 4 of the red-blue-white triomes, which are the main colors for the deck. We have a little bit of white, but it is the main 3rd color, and then the green is splashed just in case we draw Koma Cosmic Serpent, but we're not really trying to do that. What we're trying to do with the deck, we're trying to use the Miscast, the Essence Scatter, the Spikefield Hazard, the Negate, and the Fire Prophecy, all to counter whatever our opponent's trying to do early game, or remove a creature that they're trying to do early game. That's the main part of those. We use the Fire Prophecy so that if we for the secondary effect as well, where we can put a card from our hand on the bottom of our library to draw another card in case, say, we did draw a Koma, but we don't really want that, especially if we have the Omen and the Transmogrify in our hand, so we could ship it back. Then we're using the Omen of the Sea and the Valakut Awakening to fix our hand. If we need another piece of our puzzle here, we can go get it, scrying with the Omen, or ditching a bunch of cards and drawing more with the Valakut Awakening. The Nico, once again, is just to try to get you those cards that you need. It's just kind of a neat planeswalker that lets you draw a whole bunch of cards. But what you're trying to do is basically your ideal game. If that's just in case they're not letting you do what you want to do, your ideal game is to turn 3 Omen of the Sun, turn 4 Transmogrify, which will give you a Koma, and then you've kind of got the board locked up. So when I was building this deck and testing it, it was having a lot of problems though, because the current meta has mono white life gain, mono white just the rush version, you got mono red rush, and you've got a Gruul Rush, so that's a whole lot of rush coming at you. The best of 3 version of this deck can go into the sideboard games 2 and 3. We can't do that. So I took out a few cards here, a few cards there. I don't think the original deck had Fire Prophecy, but maybe it did. But the main addition, I did add 4 Storm's Wrath. My win rate was not super great before adding the Storm's Wrath, so it was a great add. Why no Doom Scars? Because I don't want to have 2 white. Why no Shadow of the Sky? Because I don't want my opponent drawing cards. And why Storm's Wrath, just 1 more plus, is because it also kills Planeswalkers, and I can still make Koma indestructible if they try to do damage to it with a Bone Crusher or anything crazy after I've done a Storm's Wrath. So that's why I decided to go with that particular board wipe. It might not, it's not going to hit everything because Lovestruck Beast is out there, so that's why I say board wipe. And then we have Shark Typhoon, just for in case on turn 3 you don't have an Omen, but you have a Transmogrify at the end of their turn. You Shark Typhoon, cycle a card, get a 1/1. Now you can Transmogrify that token. You get your Koma, and you just get to controlling the board, locking it up, and winning games fast with Koma. So that's the deck. Before we get into the gameplay, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Completely free, super easy, just whoop, click, done. Means a whole lot to us over here. Let's build this community. Give the video a like. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know anything that you'd like us to know over here. And let's get into the gameplay. But don't forget to stay to the end. There's going to be a summary. We have Cardiac Tacitus. Huh, that was a mouthful. Okay, so we have a Triome, a red-white pathway, Omen of the Sun, Spikefield, Storm's Wrath, Transmogrify, and a Koma. Don't really want the Koma naturally in our hand, but there is another one in the deck. So the hand is good enough, in my opinion, to keep it how it is, because if we mulligan, we'd be one card short anyways, which is kind of what we can consider this. If we draw the other Koma, then we are in a world of hurt. So we'll start off with the Triome, and then we'll be throwing this on red in case we need to get to a Storm's Wrath. Frost Augur first. You know what? I think this turn, should I be throwing this out? And that gives me these naturally if I don't draw another land. I can't do anything on turn 2. Yeah, so we're gonna throw out the Spikefield Cave. We'll take the 1. If they hit us for 1, this is snow control. So they're most likely gonna try to hold this back for a draw. Maybe throw the Spirit. Okay, no. I mean, still snow control. They decide since they do that to hit us for 2. This is where we throw out a pathway to Omen of the Sun, I believe. There's nothing else we can do. We already have a white out, so let's get our double red. This is our white. Pass the turn. We'll do this at the end of their turn, so that way they've, you know, gone through their turn. They can't bounce one of the tokens. Okay, well, they're not bouncing a token now, no matter what. Pass. Pass. We take it. Our turn. We are going to go ahead and get that out there. We have blue here, so we'll throw this out on white. Transmogrify. Oh, we are sure too. We are very sure. Turn 4, we'll take a Koma, Serpent, Cosmos Serpent. I'm so good with names, if you've noticed. No attacks. Get ourselves a 3/3. They can hit us in the air with some flyers, but that's okay. They have removal, but we, you know, they've got to do it before that. Okay, now they can. Now we're pretty safe. We're not tapping anything down. We'll take that life because next turn we're gonna. Perfect. We're going to Storm's Wrath next turn. Oh, Resolve. Sorry. So excited about my play. I love this deck. It's fun. I don't know why, but it is just so much fun. I think I just really like Koma. That's what it boils down to. It's just a fun card. Yeah, 2 in the air. We already knew that. Pass. Can't block, so we could have tapped one down, but take our turn. So I believe that the play here is to tap down the 6/4, submitting the 3/3. Then they're tapped out, so then we'll attack with just these 2. They probably won't block with the 1. Okay, they will. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, they're tapped out. They can't bring this down any lower, so we're safe. I mean, I could have sacrificed the snake. Like I said, no point. We'll put this out on blue. We have plenty of red. We get another Serpent. It's their turn. They're back to an empty board with 4 lands, and one of the cards in their hand we know is a land. Comes into play tapped. So let's see what they get. Replicating Ring is definitely not going to be making us nervous. Not for at least 8 more turns. 3 seasons. Mill 3 cards. Return up to 2 targets in your hand. Choose 3 cards in each. Okay, not bothering us. Resolves. Oh, pass and take our turn. We get another Serpent. We're coming in hot now. We'll just swing in for the 9, bringing them down to 8. And we have an Omen of the Sun, Omen of the Sea, and a Storm's Wrath in our hand. I mean, also another Koma, but we have no green, so we're not casting it anytime soon. They're going to put a counter on their ring. We get a 3rd Serpent. They get to return up to 2 target snow permanent cards from their graveyard to their hand. There's nothing in here that's really super solid, so we're fine with this. Yeah, it's the Spirit and the Frost Augur. I think they know that this game is over, but we'll go ahead and let them do that. I could have probably found a counter spell with the Omen. Let's see. Let's find out. Land, no. Land, no. Neither are green. If one was a green, I'd consider keeping it in case somehow they... I mean, they're dead. This game's over. Hey, there's the green. This game is over. I just tap these things down. I'm gonna do one of the one that's summoning sickness plus one of these, tap it down and swing in for 6, 9, 12 this turn. So they're tapped out. I think they know it's over, but it's over. Okay, that's fine too. Okay, pass. Our turn. We don't even need to, there's no point in doing it now. So we get this out. Let's go ahead and tap target permanent. Let's see if they're going to make us do it. Tap target permanent, sacrifice this. We're doing it to all of them. Tap target permanent, sacrifice this, and then we swing for 9. And that's game over. Good game. I like that they made us do it. Make sure we know how to run our deck. Good game. Cardiac Tacitus. Okay, we have Nixrith. Best I'm going to do. Some of these are tough. 4 land in our hand. That rhyme, my wicked man. Oh, that was all bad. So we have some lands in our hand. We have the 2 Komas in our hand. We don't want the Komas because the whole point is to get it much quicker than naturally. We want to cheat it out. So we're going to mulligan because we had 2 dead cards. Now we'll go down to 1. Not 1 dead card, but 1, less card. We're going to keep it because we can mess with our cards in our hand via Fire Prophecy and Valakut Awakening. We'll ship the Shark Typhoon. We can reset the whole board with the Storm's Wrath. Stinking hiccups. They're getting me. Swamp is first for our opponent. So, oh man. I think we have to we have red all over the place everywhere else. So we need to put this on blue. And that way we can throw one of these on red, one of these on white. Hopefully both on red, and we find another white since we don't have white in our hand, and we have the Storm's Wrath. They are black, blue. They could be rogues with a new card in the mix. They could be just a mere control. We really don't know. So we'll throw this out on red because we have a lot of red cards in our hand, and we don't have white yet. As much as I like having double white also. Or actually, no. That was how the deck originally was. I no longer have Elspeth Conquers Death in this deck because it just seemed awkward. So that was the old version. Well, okay. We still can hold up Fire Prophecy or Essence Scatter. If we throw this out this turn, it'll be untapped. We can go to 4 next turn, but we don't have our combo. So we're going to throw this out on white because now if they don't do anything that we can interact with, we'll Valakut Awakening and figure out how to get to a state where we can pop off. I mean, at this point, we want a Transmogrify just to find the card. We're going to have enough lands to cast it soon. So that's 3 cards in a Foretell. I wonder if they're going to end up playing the guy who gets +1/+1 for every card in Foretell and or in your hand. Don't know. So they're passing the turn. I think they might have a counter spell, but we are going to Valakut Awakening. Okay, well, they haven't shown us a single creature. They look like they're control, so our whole hand is going bye-bye. Even the Essence Scatters, because it just doesn't make sense for what we've seen so far. There we go. Okay, there's some cards. So we'll throw this out on green in case we draw a natural Koma and pass the turn, because everything else we can do on their turn. Need be at the end, or need be we'll just win via Shark Typhoon. At the end of their turn, we'll... I think we Omen of the Sea. We don't need to Omen of the Sun. If we hit a... See, that's the thing. If we hit a Transmogrify off the top, then it would be better to go that route. So I'm going to take it back. We're going to Omen. Have 2 little 1/1s. If they counter, that's cool. I have no... I mean, this is a crazy Foretell deck. I'm assuming they're just going to go off later. One of those has to be Doomscar. But for us, they're not going to wipe a whole lot. So, once again, if we draw a natural Transmogrify, we're going to want that on green. Or Transmogrify, a natural Koma. We're going to want that on green. And we're going to need a second red eventually. So, we'll put this out on red. And then, like I said, I'm going to save that for a hard cast if our opponent isn't playing a bunch. These could all be counter spells. Every single one of them. We will swing in with 2 of them. Might as well while we have these little critters out here. Opponent takes them. Boom, boom. Then we pass the turn, holding up the Omen of the Sun, Omen of the Sea, and we had to, for some reason, Shark Typhoon, but I don't know what that we have to would be. Are they out of foretell cards? Are we being memed? I don't know what's happening. I'm a little excited. Okay. So now they're going to start casting their cards because next turn this is going to kick in and they can cast, and then the next one they get to return one. Okay. So I don't know if we're in trouble because I really don't know what's coming at us or what, but what I do know is we're going to Shark Typhoon hardcast on our next turn, and when we have a Storm's Wrath to back that up. But let's go ahead and throw out the Omen of the Sun. We don't need this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus this is 6. That's our last land that we would need, but we're probably going to end up drawing more land anyways. So let's just... Last land we need if we draw a natural Koma. See? That's what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to hold back. Like, they're at 28 life. We're not beating them super fast with these Omens. And we can save these to get us more Sharks. So we know we want this on green, because now we could throw this as blue and we can throw a Koma if we ever draw one. And we know we're putting this as a hard cast. Now everything we do creates Sharks. Unfortunately, when we Storm's Wrath, we get a 4/4 that dies instantly. Well, here they go. Let's see what you got for us. You've built up all of this suspense. Does one of them outright remove my Shark Typhoon? I was almost gonna say it. Who are these people? Jerry! Okay, well, put this out on blue, as we said. Well, we don't need to yet. We don't have the Koma. If we throw this out on white, if need be, we could throw 2 Omen of the Seas. I'm just going to swing with the 2, and then our plan is at the end of their turn to throw an Omen of the Sea and then crack one of the other Omens to scry. Let's see what we've got going on. Of course, I don't know what's going on over there. I'm nervous. So this got them back nothing, right? Yeah, because we would see it. Those are, oh, they're foretold cards. Okay, it's a little meerkat. Little Palladium mirror. So they're going to pass a turn. I'm no longer going to do the Omen of the Sea because I think I might Storm's Wrath and start the board over, because otherwise we're just doing nothing. But let's find out what we're doing, and let's crack one of these. I don't want the land. We'll take this Nico. Seems like a decent turn. We don't even need to board wipe now. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus their land is 7. So they're this is for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Land would be 8. So maybe we are still going to Storm's Wrath this turn. Yeah, we'll because this allows them to Ugin this turn. Then what's my game plan to stop Ugin? I think I let them do it, and the Storm's Wrath, if they minus, this won't die, but they'll kill other stuff. These are all token. Yeah. No way. We're not throwing. So we'll throw this out on blue, and we've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are going to Nico for 5. I think this is the better play. If this last card is Ugin, then this is how we would have played it. Saw it coming. Okay. No text. I mean, eventually they were going to do that, so we got to play the cards. I mean, I walked into it a little, but they hadn't been countering anything. That's the one they decided they did not like. Tap in very specific mana, so we know they have another counter spell. Okay, they throw the Vengeful Reaper. Yep. Swing it us for 2, because it has haste past the turn. We will hardcast. Shark Typhoon, they have another counter. Oh, they don't. That instantly snapped. But they could easily have another Feed the Swarm. Elspeth Conquers Death. Wraps up that. They got the answers, tell you that. Yep, we take 2 more from the Vengeful Reaper. They don't have any counter spells now that they can use because they only have 1 black, and we have 2 Storm's Wraths. So let's go ahead and just Storm's Wrath. I should have attacked. We get through for 1 more. That's one of those plays you make because you're irritated, which isn't smart. They're going to get... See, now I've given them one of them back now. But then we can just Storm's Wrath again. So we'll end the turn. resolve. They throw a land. See if they have all control cards. If they pass, they're all control. Counter spells and the like. Let's activate the Omen. Let's scry. Fire Prophecy and Transmogrify. We will ditch the Fire Prophecy, take the Transmogrify. Take our turn, pass our turn. At the end of their turn, we'll throw an Omen of the Sea, maybe, because they're going to get a creature back. Oh, okay, they're flashing a creature in now. Enters the battlefield, destroy target creature, planes. Yeah, no, that doesn't. It has flash, but it does not have, you know, it doesn't have, never mind, ignore me. Senior moment. I'm only 40. Yep, so he gets the 1/1. We already knew that was happening. If I throw the Omen and I board wipe, that seems silly. If they have a counter spell, then we're in trouble still. So they're countering, doing very specific manas. Let's see. So I think we throw one Omen. Okay, let's throw this just to see if they have a counter spell. Maybe we can bait them. Because we can double block this guy. Okay, so now I think they are saving a counter spell, so we'll double block this. Okay, take that out. Pass the turn. I think they have a counter spell. I really do. So I think it's best to try to bait them one more turn using the Storm's Wrath for the counter spell, but we don't need this anymore. And if they counter the Storm's Wrath at the end of the turn, we throw the Omen. Okay, there we go. We need the negate. We don't need the Essence Scatter. Okay, so now we 100% are going to Storm's Wrath right now. Hopefully they don't have a bunch of creatures in their hand. If they're playing real slow, good for them. If we get a counter spell, that's amazing. We don't. Okay. So now we pass the turn. So they're out of blue, and they just flash that in. So we're going to flash in our Omen now. Even though they haven't been... I mean, they're not going to board wipe. They'd have to use 2 removals. We can't negate this turn, anything they do, so that's sad. But next turn we Transmogrify and counter their counter spell. Unless they have 2 counter spells, then what are you going to do? Feed the Swarm, so that's fine. We're cool with that. They just don't want us to... We keep scrying so much with them. So yeah, no blocks. I don't see the point. No blocks. Just one more hit doesn't hurt. Okay. So, here we go. Let's try it out. Counterspell. No. Well, we have a way to protect it with the negate still. So we are, and we don't need to throw that land. We'll keep this just in case. So, no, I could have attacked, but just in case. One turn back doesn't hurt. Boom, we got it. Okay. If they have a extinction event for some reason, we are in trouble, but they would have had to have drawn it this late. They hadn't shown it yet. I mean, I guess late in the game is when you would draw it if you hadn't had it, if you hadn't gotten it yet. So tapping specific manners again. A black and a blue. Okay, that goes into Foretell. Why is Foretell scary? We're not going to do anything with this right now because we want to make it to our turn to get another one. There we go. So now we're going to use this Fire Prophecy to kill the Jarl. Perfect timing on that Fire Prophecy. They can counter it if they want. We won't be counterspelling that. We will be shipping the Spike-Filled Hazard via the Fire Prophecy if it goes through. But if they counter this, that is a great... We'll take that counter all day long. Okay. That resolves. Okay. Let's go ahead and tap that down with this Serpent. We'll swing in with the lot. Even the little 1/1. Get some action in there now. See if they have that flash in again. 5 damage to target tapped creature. There's no, I still have the negate to protect it, but what we will do is we will make this indestructible till end of turn in case they... Yeah, well, I mean, they would have had to have done it right then. So, resolves. Hit him for 7. And then pass the turn and we get our protector back. Plus we still have the negate. We are like completely protected right now, in my opinion. So there's the Doomscar. I think we let the Doomscar go off because then they lose their creature. I don't feel like a lot of people get the Koma. Maybe they have a removal in their hand that they think is going to happen. But we have the negate, so we know it's not going to happen. Huh. Okay. We make it through another turn. So often that happens. This doesn't... No point doing it here because it'll just grab another Koma. Plus, you know... It's better just to save it as backup. We'll swing for 6. Pass the turn. I think the game is over. Good game. Opponent. Nixrith. I don't know how they're going to kill it. I mean, if they go odd, even if they had an extinction event now, they go odd, then we have the evens. If they go even, we have the odd. Plus, we can transmogrify a token if they do go odd and get another Koma right back. They throw a plane, so they have 2 cards left in hand, a full grip. If they have Ugin, we are going to be countering the out of it. Starheim Unleashed for just a 4/4, huh? So, we're going to let... I don't know why... What else they could do? I was going to say, we're going to let that happen. We'll save the negate. We'll tap that down. We attack. We win. Say, I don't know why I would counter that. So, good game. Okay, we have Eric. Just plain old Eric. Well, not plain old Eric. Sorry, Eric. But just Eric. So we have a Triome, a red-white pathway, Omen of the Sun, 2 Omen of the Seas. 2 Shark Typhoons is a little rough, but hey, we could cycle them. So let's keep it. We'll lead off with the Triome since we go first. That way, next turn we can throw the pathway on red, since we never need double white. But Storm's Wrath costs 2 red, and then we can, at the end of their turn, Omen of the Sea. So they're on green that we know of so far. Throw this out on the red, pass a turn. Just like we predicted. Eric is now throwing in a second for us, so I think they are definitely mono green. But if they're Gruul, they just don't have their red yet. Wolf Willow Hollow. Sorry, Willow Haven is the play. Counter target instant or sorcery spell. So that's not going to do it. That happens. Throw the Omen of the Sea at the end of their turn. Let's take a peek at what's coming up. So we're definitely keeping the land. Don't think we need the Valakut. Wake. No, we actually do want the Valakut. Try to get rid of some of these Shark Typhoons and find what we're really looking for here, which is a Transmogrify. So we'll throw this out on... We have all of our colors there. We'll need double blue eventually for casting either a Koma or the Nico if we draw it. So we'll throw that out and we just pass the turn. What we're hoping is there's nothing too threatening and we can Valakut. Otherwise, if we had to Omen or... I don't know. I guess we're Valakuting no matter what at this point. Oh, wait a minute. No, we're not. We're going to miscast, and then we're going to Omen now. Omen the Sea. Because hitting that Cultivate is too big. If they didn't have a land in their hand... See, they just missed a land drop because of that. They didn't have land in the hand. They were counting on that, and they didn't get to put a ramp into play. There's the Transmogrify. We'll also take the land for the draw. So, I mean, that's a turn right there. So we could throw that out. Throw it on white. We have red, red, white, white, blue, blue. So we're good there. And we don't want to throw this on our turn. They're not going to have removal, but they also don't need to know what we're doing. So we pass the turn, throw this at the end of the turn, go into the Transmogrify, and I don't know if mono green can handle that. That Serpent's going to just... That's game over, I think. What do you do? Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards within the battlefield tapped. Oh, okay, it's that one. I was going to say, it's not the ramp card we see very often, but... We can't counter it, but have it. Okay, there's some ramp for you. So, here's the Omen. They're doing such a good job. If they're ramping to Ugin, then yes, we're in trouble. Take it. Yep. So they're at 4, 5, 6. Ugin won't be for 2 more turns, so that's good news for us. I'm going to keep the Valakut. I'm going to use it as land. Play the Valakut Awakening as land. Attack for the 1. Pass the turn. They're at 19. We get a Serpent. And let's see what happens. What are they ramping towards? Like I said, they're at 4, 5, 6. This turn they'll be at 7. Ugin is really bad for us, but we are going to hold on to Shark Typhoon. Because we can Shark Typhoon it. And, I mean, to kill this with Ugin, I guess Ugin kills itself. So, yeah, we're not... We don't love it, but we're not hating it. We have the Shark Typhoons to back it up. So there's 4, 5, 6, and the 7, like we had said. So there's no Ugin this turn. We also don't want to throw anything. If a creature would deal combat damage to prevent it, and that damage and put up... Okay, you can have that. Hopefully they only have big stuff and not Ugins. And that they don't understand 100% how Koma works. Don't try to fight it. Koma will live. Our turn. We get another snake. Serpent. Essence Scatter. That's not bad. So no other land, so we're not going to be doing that yet. So we're going to tap target permanent, being the Iron Scale, getting rid of the one that is all sick over here. Poor little guy. Are you going to make it hexproof? Okay, there we go. Then we swing in with... This does not have trample, so I'm just swinging in with the Serpents, leaving the 1/1 behind so that I don't have to sacrifice a Serpent or anything to tap this down. Unless, of course, they remove the 1/1. We're holding up an Essence, Omen of the Sea, and a Shark Typhoon. 2 Shark Typhoons, but we won't be casting 2 on their turn. That would make no sense. I think we might actually be Shark Typhooning the end of their turn if they don't do anything, because I think it represents full lethal. I mean, I think we already have lethal. Especially if I Essence Scatter that, that's going to be a concede. Most likely. Could you imagine them having a 5/5 and a 10/10 out if you didn't have something like Koma and you didn't have removal? They would just... Those are big. Pass. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I think it's lethal next turn no matter what. But let's just play it slow in case they do have some weird trick, like giving this hexproof. I think it's good either way. But let's go ahead and tap it down with the sick one. So they have a way to respond. Nope. Okay. So then we just swing. Good game. Good game, Eric. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. And another one. Big bada boom. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, that is a wrap. So the deck is extremely fun. The trawler version, of course, can have multiple trawlers out. So if you hit a Transmogrify, you can go ahead and just do it again right away and have 2 dream trawlers out. So that is kind of a neat interaction. But one thing that doesn't have that we do in Koma is obviously we can't get around things that exile. But what we can do is we can make it to where board wipes such as Shadow the Sky, Doomscar, stuff like that does not take out our Koma, as where it does take out the Dream Trawler. So anything that could take out the Dream Trawler doesn't necessarily take out the Koma, but everything that takes out the Koma would take out the Dream Trawler. So we don't get the extra draw, but you get a little bit more security, even though you can only have 1 out a turn. So I like the Koma version, I really do. However, one thing I think that needs to be addressed with the deck is if something hits the board that isn't a creature, we don't really have any way to address it. So, I mean, I thought of something like maybe Brazen Borrower, but Brazen Borrower, just, I don't know if it really fits the theme of the deck. I like the idea of Skyclave Apparition, but once again, we would need 2 white. And if they're a control deck in any way, we only have Komas, so they're going to just be loaded with all kinds of removal in their hand. Skyclave Apparition is going to die right away. We got rid of the problem, but now we have another one. Yes, we do have Storm's Wrath, Fire Prophecy, stuff like that to try to get rid of said token, but it just... You're creating a problem that I don't think you need to. So maybe Banishing Light seems good. I had Elspeth Conquers Death in the deck originally. I think there was 1 or 2, but once again, 2 white mana, and it's a huge card. You draw early on. It felt bad. I was thinking Skyglass. I was thinking Glass Casket, but that's creatures only and small ones. So I'm not 100% sure what I want to do, so I'm going to keep looking at it. Now, normally I would tell you exactly how I would change it, but the reason I'm not this week is I would love some interactions down in the comments. Let me know what you would add out of what I told you, or did I miss something? What do you think the best? Maybe we'll put in 3 or 4 of it, and then I'll try the deck that way out based on the comments below. But what do you think we should put in the deck to handle a situation once it's already on the board that's not a creature, and what cards do you think we should take out to do that? So I want to hear from you down below. Let's start interacting as a community. And that's going to do it for this week. So go ahead, please hit the subscribe button, completely free. I promise you, nobody's going to charge you, especially us, if you hit the subscribe button. And it means a whole lot to us. Give the video a like. And as always, until next time, have a blast in the arena.